Hey Flosstube, Ashley here, Boogie Stitcher on YouTube, Schleesem_Boogie Stitcher on Instagram, coming to you guys with another update. Today's video will be a little bit rushed. We are not giving our kiddo a nap anymore in the middle of the day, so things have been a little bit crazy. And then the kids were a little bit sick the last week or so, so things have been quite crazy. So I'm just gonna try and get through this video, try and rush through it, show you guys an update, and I do have some more videos coming out soon too, so just trying to get it over and done with. So sorry if it's a rush, but here we go. So this is an update, and sorry for my son, that's life. This is my birthday's passed, so it now starts the no new purchases part of the year. So I'm doing that all the way through July 1st, no new purchases, and I am working on a set 13 main whips that I have in my stash. And then on the weekends I get freebies, so I can work on anything I want. This weekend I for the most part worked on everything that was in my main stash anyway, so you'll see that. I do have some new starts as part of my main stash, and I will have some more for my main stash that are soon to arrive, but not quite here yet. So first things first, I have included a watercolor girl in my main whip stash. I have a couple more of the collection coming, so I decided that I should probably at least have one in the collection like at a time. So this is an oldie. I have had her for a little bit. When I first started her, I worked on her face. Well, this last couple of weeks, I worked on the background up here, and then I started working on the flower. So super impressed with her. She's about a 30 by 40 centimeters. So there she is. You're gonna start seeing everything kind of pile up right here because I really have nowhere around me to put them all. So. Next up is not a new-ish one. My husband got this Mill Hill kit for me for Christmas. So this is the Flower Shop. Super pretty. I did a little bit of work on this one. I'm gonna have to put it like behind my bag so you can see. So start working. I'm working my way up to the top so I can start working kind of like top down. But for the Mill Hill kit, they want you to start in the center, so that's kind of what I did. But it's slowly coming together. This one, I have to work off of a paper pattern, so I have to a little bit at a time. And it's kind of a learning curve with the Mill Hill kit with the beads and everything. But I think I am going to save all the beads to the very end. So there's that. Next up is a new start. I had purchased these. These are custom kits, and I purchased them. I'd purchased these, but the stamping on them wasn't very good, so I requested for them to restamp them, and they did one of them, but not the other. So this one I decided to start anyway. I think I can read it enough along with the chart and the stamping on the kit that I think it'll be okay. But I have started this one. I'm calling this one my Harry Potter Stag. It's an 11 count custom kit. It's a 40 by 60. Well, it's 48 by 68, but it's 8 inches of margin. So it's a 40 by 60. And I just started this last night, so I haven't gotten very far on it at all. I've just did a little bit of this green color. So yeah, not very much at all. For one of the weekends, I decided I was going to work on an oldie but a goodie. So this is one of my charts from Tapestry Market. Let's see if you can. It's like the little chubby birds with the roses, basically, or the cherry blossom trees. So I didn't work on any of this part this time. I decided to just kind of sneak over here and do one of the chubby birds because he's so cute. So that's all I did. I just did this weekend or last weekend. I wanted to see a chubby bird, and it made me happy. So, all right, there is that one. Next up, I have Merlin and Archimedes. So this one is working out really good. I am getting really close to finishing him. I took him out of the frame so you guys can see him. Isn't he so Oh my gosh. He is just the cutest. Watch out, Bubba. Go sit over there. Thank you. Take your apples back to the table. Anyway, he's turning out so good. I'm almost done. So I just finished up this part of his hat this morning. I'm stitching like these like silly stitches down here, and then I'm going to fill in the rest of his hat, and then I'm going to work his beard down. So I am so close. Oh, I love this one. This one is from VIP Cross Stitch. This was a collab with them, and I love it. It's absolutely amazing. All right, drum roll please. I have finished the row on my fairy. Hi, Papa. Okay, sorry. Anyway, I have finished the row on the fairy, so I'm just about to start moving down. Super excited. Sorry, I'm gonna scoot you over. Stay over in Daddy's spot, please. Here we are. So I finished the row, and now I'm gonna work another three rows across again, and I have that 3 more times. So I'm getting there. I wanted to get this done at the end of February, so I'm still there. I'm still there. I still can get this done. That's my goal. So pretty. The wings and everything have turned out super good on her. Super impressed. All right, there's that one with honey. What? Okay, sounds great, but eat them at the table, please. All right, next up is a stitching shelf. This one has had so many interesting things happen to it this time around. So I stitched in some more stitches right here. I stitched in some black, and I decided I really want to stitch this one by season. So I want to stitch, if it's the winter, I want to stitch the winter shelf. If it's spring, I want to stitch the spring shelf. So in order to do that, I needed to work all the way down to the bottom. So what I just recently did a couple days ago is I stitched some of these stitches down to kind of help me halfway. And then once I got halfway, I was like, no, I'm not doing this. So I ended up gridding the entire way down. Now, a lot of you know, and if you don't know, then this is new to you, I tend to restart things several times before finding out what I like and what I don't like. So this piece of fabric has seen many projects on like every corner. So what I did is, this is the corner that I needed. So I started frogging a bunch of the stitches to make room for the rest of this pattern. So I made it though. It's down here. It's there. But now that I've grafted all of this, I can go ahead and start on the winter shelf down here. But yeah, so. I want you to eat your noodles now. So that's what I did here. So this one received about 600 stitches this time around. All right, next up we have the castle. So I have worked a ton on the castle. I've gotten probably 800 stitches done on it. You okay? You bang yourself? Here's the castle. No, I'll help you go down the hill in a minute. Okay, so this is where I've gotten to. So previous video, I had just kind of started this page. I'm almost done with this page now. So this page goes right here and then right up here. So I'm about 2/3 of the way done with the page. Okay, so yeah, so I'm right here. So I'm about 2/3 of the way done with the page, maybe. But it's looking so good. I absolutely love working on this. I love the fabric. I love the 10 stitching. I love how I'm stitching it now cross country. You can tell that when I first started, there was column lines. There's no longer column lines. So everything about this castle is doing really good. So I have this page, and then I have one more page. The pages are about 5 columns-ish. And then after that page, then I have the castle. I'm still debating on whether or not I'm going to do another page of sky and then just work up to the castle, or if I'm going to skip a page and then work the castle down. I'm still debating. I also, this last couple weeks, started, let's not bang on the window, please. Bubba. Bubba. Let's not bang on the window. Okay. I recently, this last couple weeks, started kitting up my main counted whips. So that way I would have their own things. They would all have their own things. Thread organizers. You know, whatever. So that way I wouldn't have to dig into my main thread stash when trying to do things. So yeah, that way I wouldn't have to dig into my main thread stash. It just makes it a lot easier trying to work up, I don't know, counted for me. Then I don't feel like I have to have so much stuff out around me while I'm stitching. All right, there is that one. Next up is a new one. This one is the mini Eevee evolution. So my daughter really, well, I wanted the pattern and my daughter really wanted me to stitch this for her. This wasn't going to be in my main whip stash, but I'm still debating on whether or not it's going to be part of the 13 or not. I don't know. I had too many already. But this is as far as I've gotten. So Kaylee on Instagram, she basically talked to me after my last whip parade and talked to me about how to go about starting things in the middle, either in the middle of the project or a middle on the side or a middle on the top, because I was a little overwhelmed, and I expressed that on my whip parade, that there's so much background and heights. But she walked me through it, which I'm very grateful. Thank you so much. I'll go ahead and I'll post her Instagram right here. She's also got an project bag shop, and she's working on patterns as well. Super sweet girl. She helped me start in the middle. So this is actually the middle. You did find Pikachu. So this is the middle of the pattern. So I can start directly on an Eevee. So there's the ear, and here's part of the head starting to appear. So I love it already. And the colors are just amazing. But again, I wasn't planning on having this as part of my main whip stash, so I'm still debating on if it's gonna make it or if it's gonna just sit as my weekend grabs. Oh, excuse me. Next up, this one I didn't get as much work on it the last couple weeks as I wanted to. Quieter voice, please. This is Gen 1 Pokemon. So, again, I didn't get quite as much as I wanted to get done, but I got about 100 to 200 stitches. I just worked on the black and filling in some of the yellow. I am missing a couple colors that I have to go digging through my main stash in order to fill in his beak. So I think that's why I just didn't work on it quite as much. Okay. All right, next up. I think this one is new since I talked to you guys too. I'm not quite sure. I'm not sure. And then of course I got my little thread organizers. They're so awesome. And look at all the colors for these. Look at all those colors. It's amazing. They're all my favorite colors. Okay, this is Mini Moon Charmer. Heaven Earth Design. This is my one and only project on 16 count. Also my one and only counted project that I'm stitching full cross. And I'm absolutely loving this pattern. I can't stitch on this enough. So what I do with my counteds is I normally start in the top left corner and I stitch a bulk color, And then what I do, I stitch a couple of bold colors so I can get started. And then I just start a bunch of threads. And then that way, when I go to stitch on it next, I just can sit down and work in some of those threads and not really have to dig or look for any threads that I want. And then as soon as those are done, then I'll start several different colors again and just kind of do the same thing. And that seems to be working really well for me. Here's that. All right, last but not least is the cottage. This one, I got so much done since the last time I spoke to everybody. If you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen the update. Let me make sure I have it in the right orientation. Okay, here is my cottage. You guys, I mean, look at the cabin or the cottage. It's amazing. I absolutely love it. It's turning out super good. I'm right here right now. So I'm now stitching these 3 columns all the way down. And it's looking so good. I am super happy. Super, super, super happy. Not quite halfway. As soon as I get these 3 columns done, I'll be halfway. So. And last but not least is I forgot on my last update video to talk about my finish for 2021. So the secret present. I talked a little bit about it and I showed it a little bit on my whip parade, but if you missed that video, I'll talk about it here. So I'm gonna go ahead and insert a picture of the secret present right here. It was a mountain. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I forgot to share with you guys what I finally finished with everyone on camera. So it was a present for my dad and my stepmom. I hadn't stitched anything for them before. I will in just a minute. I'll help you feed the shark in a minute. I'm almost done with my video. So I hadn't stitched anything for them before. I saw that mountain and it reminded me of when I'll go camping once a year together. I really enjoyed stitching it. I really like it. My mom is also stitching me the same pattern. Coincidence. It was a coincidence. Completely by accident, but I'm super excited. She's almost done with my mountain that she's stitching for me, so we'll have to frame that together. But my daughter picked out the background, the gold colors, the batting part. I framed it all myself. It all turned out super good, super excited. It took me 4 months to stitch, and it was an 11 count stamped kit from AliExpress. So super enjoyed working on that. I'm so sorry I forgot to post about it. I got so excited, I guess, to give it to everyone that I then forgot to talk about it. Yeah, so forgot to talk about it, but there it is. So that's it for the update. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Thank you all for following, subscribing, watching. If you're new, welcome. If you're returning, thank you and welcome as well. Thank you all so much. I hope you all have a fabulous day. Look for some Stitch With Me's and some unboxings. I got some collabs coming as well, so I'll do a couple videos of that. Sorry for all the background noise, but that's being a mom. So I got a crazy little boy here. So I hope you all have a fabulous day. Happy stitching. Take care. Bye.